Voltage problem corrected. Excuse me. I remember replying, I think it was to Matt, on how I had this strip bolted up underneath the counter that may have been touching a negative side of 12 volts. So I was going to check that. So today is the day I'm out here. I was going to go through all this. I said, well, you know, let me check that first, because I did make a comment on that could be the problem. So I had this strip bolted up under here, up against this here. And this here is 12 volt negative. This whole aluminum strip that goes all the way down is 12 volt negative. I cut a ½ inch out here and made this side 12 volt positive. That's where these posts are plugged into. Now, forgetting about that, it's 12 volt negative, no big deal. I bolted this up against the bottom of it under here. Well, naturally, this is grounded with that green wire, which is grounded through the ground faults, and that was a problem. The 12 volt was coming off of this, naturally touching this, so from here to here, and that was giving me my 12 volt negative throughout the whole system, basically. So it wasn't just the table saw, that's what I noticed, but it probably would have been the bench grinder. Not anything over there, because that over there is on a totally different breaker inside the house. But anything that's hooked up to this side of the bench, or on this side of the garage, including that table saw that's on that breaker box underneath there, where there's 4 breakers, that whole thing probably would have been affected. So that's what it was. So now that we've found that out, I've got some heavy-duty, thick, black tape type of material here, and I'm going to put a couple of strips across the top of that, and I'm going to put it right back where it was. And you know, even if it touches, it's not a big deal. I'd rather not have it touch, but if it does, it's not a big deal. The biggest problem was not knowing what the problem was. So, but anyway, there we are. So I can safely work with 12 volts again over there without worrying about the 12 volt positive side snapping onto the table saw top. Problem is solved.